I want to say a couple things, again, as I always do near the end of the summit. I just have to thank you. In my wildest dreams, I never thought that 100,000 leaders would care enough about their gift, this spiritual gift of leadership, and care enough about the local church that they take 2.5 days and set it aside and say, I want to get better as a leader. Not just so I can be a better leader, but so I can build a church that gives God glory. And so you are the fulfillment of quite a dream. And, we never really think about the summit as just a conference, like a little gathering that church leaders might come to one year and then not come to the next and roll the dice and flip coins to see if they're in or out. We designed the summit as a can't-miss, non-negotiable, ever-increasing gathering of leaders who are dead serious about their spiritual gift and know they can't go more than 12 months without having that gift stirred up, without having that gift honed and sharpened and encouraged and challenged. And I'm just so grateful that all around the world now people are saying, I need a tune-up, a recalibration, an infusion at least one time a year. And I'm so proud of how many churches build their leadership retreats around the summit. Many of you, there's churches all over North America now, when this gathering disbands in just a little while, then people go on elders retreats or board of directors retreats, staff retreats, and they all say, what did we learn? And I'm so grateful that you have taken advantage of the team DVDs that have all of these sessions on them, or most of them, and then you show them to your staff and to your key lay leaders throughout the year. But I think, and I feel very deeply, that as we stay banded together and we become this ever-increasing force of leaders who are concerned about God's glory and doing good in the world, I have such optimism for the future of the local church because of the summit. And I was in a meeting last night with some internationals, and here's a guy who pulls me off to the side and he said, the summit is finally coming to Manila. And I said, really? I've never even been to the Philippines. He said, we have 2,400 people signed up already in the Philippines. And you just go, whoa, like that. And another leader from Kuala Lumpur who said, it's coming to my church. We're going to host it. And we are so excited. We're going to try to get 1,000 people in Kuala Lumpur. And these guys were telling me last night, they say, great leadership stuff never comes to our city, never comes to our country. It's just inaccessible. We don't get resources. We don't get world-class speakers. People fly over our countries. They don't land, And some of you have never looked right in the eyes of a church leader who so desperately wants to be helped, but no one will help. And that's the stuff that just breaks my heart. And I told you earlier that the neediest places in the world are the places where very few leaders and very few resources actually ever get to. And so these leaders who are trying to build God-glorifying churches in countries that are resistive to Christianity, that have corrupt regimes leading the government, and power that only works half the time, electric power that goes out, and sky-high fuel prices, and then they get no help, no summits, no resources. And man, I just hope and pray God will build all of us into global Christians who care about the church in places not just where we minister, but all over the world. And I know God's building our hearts toward this kind of stuff as well. So anyway, thank you for all of this, and I hope and pray that you'll just sign right up for next year. We have some incredible speakers already committed. And now with the ability for me to do these pre-taped interviews, did you appreciate those, like with Curtis and Powell and those? Well, with the ability to do that, I think I can get into the minds and the heads and on the schedules of some of the greatest leaders in the world over the course of the next year. And so I'm very optimistic about this and wanted to tell you that.